Hello, English 28 and 145 students. This is Chase, and I'm here to welcome you to week 2 in the English Writing Center. Now, before I break down what we're going to do for this week, please remember that if you did not come to the lab last week, or if you didn't finish your week 1 work, you want to go ahead and do that. But this video is designed to break down the work for this week. So I'm logged in here. I'm on the English 28 page. And again, if you're a 145 student, the work this week is exactly the same, and you can just pretend we're looking at the 145 page. Both pages are set up with the welcome screen, some important notes, and we're going to leave the lab intro video. The one that welcomes you to the lab, breaks down the policies, has some very great acting from myself, Marcus, and David, the other instructors in the lab, and a breakdown of week 1 here. Once we're past this week, week 2, we'll start putting the current week's video here. But let's go ahead and go to modules, the easiest way to navigate the website to see what we're doing for this week. All right, so again, here's week 1, the video, the welcome, everything like that. And then we have the assignment 1, project 1. Go back to the welcome video if you want to break down to this. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at week 2. We can see that the topic for this week is close reading and annotation. So the video that you're watching right now is going to be located right here in the welcome to week 2. Once you're done watching this, you can either hit next or you can come back to modules and then click on assignment 2. All right, so just like I said, it says right here, the focus for this week is all about close or active reading. So remember, the assignment portion of the work is always going to be a reading, a PowerPoint, a video, or some combination of those things. Here we start off with a quick little exercise. It talks a little bit about close reading and the expectations on you as a college student. Then it asks you to take a quick look at this picture. Some of you guys may recognize it, some of you may not. Then it tells us, would you be able to tell somebody just by taking a quick glance at the photo what was going on? My guess would be no. And it asks us to return back to the picture and to look at it very carefully, noting what you see, the small details, the little things that are in the background, the people in the background, maybe their expressions, all the details, no matter how obvious or how obscure or sort of small, hidden, or maybe even insignificant. Once you're done doing this, we're asking you to ask yourself some questions. Run through the 5 W's and the 1 H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. So who's in the picture? What are they doing? When was this picture taken? Why is this picture being taken? How are the people reacting? Or how is the picture set up? Keep asking yourself those questions. Then after that, we're asking you to try to answer the question, what's going on in the picture? You should probably have a better sense of what's going on than you did when you just took a quick glance at it. And throughout this process, we're asking you to take a few notes. So ask if you need a piece of scratch paper or pull out your notebook and you can just make some quick notes there because you are going to be asked to return back to this. So what are we having you do when we look at the picture and we note all the details and we make connections? And the answer is close reading. And that is, again, the topic for this week. So if we go down here, you're going to get some description of close reading and the benefits. We also give you some steps to close reading, specifically that all-important highlighting or underlining and that annotation, those notes in the margin. Annotation is really easy. There's no rules to it. It's basically you connecting and communicating with a text through your own writing, and getting your thoughts, whatever they are, as you read onto the page, for you to return to, for you to look at, later when you're talking about the text in class, and for you to use in your own writing, say like an essay. So again, just a few, a little breakdown of annotation here. At the end of this, I provide a short video. It's from an instructor or, this guy that works with ESL or English as Second Language students, but I found this video really helpful in that he breaks down reading skills that, like it says here, that really work, that help you not only read better, but remember more of what you read. It's about a 10-minute video, but I found that his attitude, his disposition, and the way that he explained things made it really easy, and I even picked up a few things from him. So once you're done here, you can go next, or you can go to modules and then go to the project. I'm just going to click next. And there we see the project. There's a number 1 here, and if we scroll down a little bit, there's a number 2. So we're being asked to do 2 different things. So it says here on the previous page, students were presented with a picture and were asked to note the details, ask questions, and to draw conclusions about what was going on. We have a guy with his magnifying glass. So the first thing we're having you do is to explain what you believe to be going on in the photograph before. And you got to make sure to back up with whatever you're saying with evidence. So note the details. Write a few sentences or a paragraph explaining the photograph. There's real no right or wrong answer here, as long as you back up what you are saying. The second thing you're being asked to do is to read an actual, traditional text, something that you might encounter in your actual English classroom. Maybe you guys will be looking at a photograph or a video, but more often I'm going to guarantee that you will actually be reading a piece of text in writing. So here it asks you to read a poem by Langston Hughes titled Theme for English B. It's a really popular poem. So again, maybe some of you are familiar with it, maybe some of you are not. If you'd like a copy of the poem, we'll have some printed out, so you can go ahead and ask one of the tutors. So read through the poem, and once you're done, you're being asked to try out some close reading with an actual text. So go back and revisit the text and pick out a few lines or a section. Maybe you already underlined or highlighted something when you're reading. Or maybe you want to try to tackle the entire poem. I think a few lines or a small section of the poem would actually be easier. And then I give you some questions here. What is or are the selected lines? What are they saying in your own words? What is a question you can ask based off of the lines? Why are the lines important or worth noting? And what purpose does it play in the poem as a whole? I'm asking you to write a paragraph here based off your ideas, of your close reading and your annotation. So we're doing the same thing that we did with the photograph above and with this exercise for number 1, but we're actually doing it with a reading here. Poems are pretty open to interpretation. The wording can really be played with, and you can really draw out your own meaning. And really, we're not here to tell you if you're right or wrong. We're really here to see what you take out of the poem and to see how you back it up. So once you've done that, you're pretty much done for the week. Remember to actually get the text box down to begin your typing, to hit the Submit Assignment box, and then this pops up. Before you hit, you do your typing, and before you hit a Submit Assignment again, call over a tutor and they'll sign off on your work. So that's pretty much it for the work this week. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to raise your hand, and a lab tutor or a lab staff member will come over and help you out. Hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you in the lab.